Hey guys, let's get more news about Lakers, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Desperation trade pitch sees Lakers pursue $43 million G/F, two-time All-Star. Now more than a full month into NBA free agency, the Los Angeles Lakers are unlikely to make a big-name acquisition in the short term, though the long game remains very much in play. In this case, next year's February 6 trade deadline represents the end of that long game, and the Lakers must decide in the interim how best to add to a roster that has earned the Western Conference's number 7 seed in each of the past 3 postseasons. There is no telling who might come available over the next 6 months, though Zach Buckley of Bleacher Report compiled a list on August 2 of 5 prominent players he predicts will be on the move ahead of the deadline. Among those players is Zach LaVine of the Chicago Bulls, who averages 20.5 points per game across his 10-year career and is due $43 million next season in the third year of his $215 million contract. LaVine has spent the better part of the last year, at least, on the trade block. He'd be long gone by now if it wasn't for the many warts impacting his value, Buckley wrote. He has his flaws, but he's still a 2-time All-Star who always posts strong offensive numbers when he's healthy. Some win-now shopper that is starved for scoring and shooting will eventually target him as a quick fix. If the Lakers wanted LaVine badly enough, they would already have him, as the Bulls have aggressively shopped him to no avail. That is partly due to his contract as well as the mere 25 games he played last year. But as next season wears on, the pressure to make the most of the LeBron James, Anthony Davis contention window may force LA to the point of desperation. Jovan Buha of The Athletic reported on July 16 that Los Angeles intends to proceed patiently and studiously with regards to any trade. The Lakers have made it clear they're not going to trade just to trade, Buha wrote. They want it to be purposeful. They may only get 1 or 2 more swings with James and Davis. The bar for trading one of their first-round picks, let alone 2, is high. LA can deal its first-rounders in 2029 and 2031, and the expiring contract of D'Angelo Russell, roughly $19 million, is a good start toward building a package that complies with league rules and would interest a team looking to build for the future. The Bulls may fit that bill organizationally, but the issue is with LaVine's compilation of strengths and weaknesses. His lack of defensive prowess and, at times, empty-calorie offense could hurt the Lakers as much as he helps them. The high-flying guard-forward combo scored between 23.7 points and 27.4 points on average across a 5-year stretch, 2018 to 23. He is also a career 38.2% three-point shooter on 5.8 attempts per game and can also run the point while doing a little bit of playmaking, mostly for himself, but occasionally for others. That combination would take pressure off of James offensively and help him shoulder the load. LaVine could also eat up minutes as a high-scoring replacement for James when the team sits the latter due to injury or for purposes of rest. The defense, however, is problematic. LaVine earned a defensive rating of 117.8 last season, while the league average defender posted a rating of 116.1. As such, playing LaVine alongside Austin Reeves would put LA in a tough position in the backcourt. The Lakers' dilemma exists in that the other star-level players potentially available, such as Trae Young of the Atlanta Hawks, Jeremy Grant of the Portland Trail Blazers, and Brandon Ingram of the New Orleans Pelicans, all would bring massive contracts with them to Southern California as well as serious fit issues, either on one side of the court or both. Nearly 3 months into the regular season, more, and perhaps better, options should be available based on how the standings play out and which teams are looking toward the future rather than the present. Devin Booker throws shade on referees in Los Angeles while roasting D'Angelo Russell. Devin Booker appeared on D'Angelo Russell's podcast and the childhood friends were talking about NBA games against one another. Russell was telling a story about a game against Booker's Phoenix Suns while remarking about the whistle he had in Los Angeles. This led to a hilarious comment from Booker about that whistle not following Russell to the Brooklyn Nets or Golden State Warriors. D'Angelo Russell, one of my favorite stories, bro. I was in LA and we playing Phoenix. I used to get the whistle, a nice little whistle. I used to get the whistle, my boy, in LA. Devin Booker, in LA? Ain't that convenient? You didn't get it in Brooklyn or Golden State. That makes sense. Booker made a funny passing comment on Russell, but there's no data to suggest that DLO has benefited from a more active whistle while wearing Lakers colors. His 2 seasons with the least free throw attempts per game are in LA, with the worst being his rookie season, 2.4 FTA, and the second worst being last season's 23-24 campaign, 2.5 FTA. Russell's best free throw shooting year, by far, came during the 2019-20 season where he split time with the Warriors and Timberwolves. Though he played just 48 games in the shortened season, 33 on Warriors, 15 on Wolves, he averaged 4.4 FTA per game. Russell's best shooting year in LA was his sophomore season where he averaged 3.0 FTA per game. Booker and Russell were joking about the large belief of fans and players that the Lakers have a more active whistle than any other team in the NBA because they're a big market and because of their star value. However, Russell's free throw shooting numbers over his career prove that might not be the absolute truth. Booker and Russell entered the NBA draft together in 2015, with Russell going number 2 overall to the Lakers while Booker would slip to number 13 and go to the Suns. However, Booker could have come off the board 3 spots earlier, as he revealed to Russell that he thought the Heat would draft him at number 10 after Pat Riley directly told Booker he wanted to draft a 3-and-D player. I was hoping to go to Miami. Miami was my best workout, and then Pat Riley came and did an interview and said, "We're looking for a Klay Thompson type player, we need to up our shooting. I just shot 40% in college, I'm looking like, oh yeah, I'm looking at spots right by the arena." The Heat went with Justice Winslow instead. While Winslow was a promising wing prospect, he lasted just 5 seasons on the Heat before being moved. He hasn't played in the NBA since the 22-23 season. Booker, on the other hand, has emerged as one of the best players in the league. He started every game for a stacked Team USA squad at the Olympics, thriving in a purely 3-and-D role where he's perfectly supplementing his superstar teammates. In the NBA, Booker averaged 27.1 points, 4.5 rebounds, and 6.9 assists last season. Could the Houston Rockets trade key starter to the Los Angeles Lakers? The bulk of NBA transactions are done for a while, with the next key progression in the NBA world is the beginning of training camp just before preseason begins. The Houston Rockets could be in the market for trades, however. Right now, the Rockets are in a weird spot as it pertains to the roster. They've got Jalen Green and Alperen Sengun as 2 young pieces with legitimate star potential. The club also made moves to acquire Dilon Brooks and Fred VanVleet a year ago to expedite the process to building a playoff-ready roster. There are now multiple avenues the franchise can go. Whether it be leaning into youth or moving on from high-potential players to bring in more win-now talents, winning trades will be crucial for the Rockets. The Rockets could lean into youth by sending Brooks to the Los Angeles Lakers, pairing him with LeBron James, which would be ironic given the 2 players' history. In this, the Rockets' forward would be in a position to use his elite defense and strong floor spacing abilities to help Los Angeles compete at the highest level, while Houston would add complementary players around their young core. The Rockets could net players like Rui Hachimura, Gabe Vincent and multiple draft picks to help build out a long-term plan in Houston to eventually build a contending roster, also clearing space in the rotation for young players with high potential to hit the court. This would be a bold move for Houston. They would be picking a direction between winning now or leaning into development at the expense of being competitive at the moment. Brooks' defense helps build the team's identity in the short term, but he's good enough to play a key role in a contending team in Los Angeles. It'll be interesting to see how the Rockets handle their current iteration of their roster as they continue to move forward. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Dilon Brooks? Leave your opinion in the comments.